This morning, business owners and State Street residents talk about how safe their main thoroughfare is after Saturday night's shooting.
If you drive through the Middleton area, you know exactly where we are, but this site won't be here for much longer. An update on the university construction ahead.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, folks. It is Tuesday, July 9th. It is the second day in a row. We are waking up to a beautiful sunrise. I don't want to jinx it, but no rain in the forecast for the second day.
For the day today,
yeah.
Yeah, it actually looks nice. We do have some rain chances back in the area this evening, but until then, enjoy the sunshine. Leah's right. Here's a look from the WISC-TV sky cam shot. Sun is up this morning, a little bit of high level cloudiness in the area once again, but it'll just filter the sunshine through the day today. Temperature is actually up a degree here in Madison. We were at 57 last hour. We're 58 now. Still holding on to 60s though west of Dane County this morning. Temperatures will climb into the mid 80s. Yesterday we topped at 84. We'll be right back there today with a south wind 10 miles an hour or less. So another nice day. I think you are going to start to notice an increase in humidity though later today. Your first alert traffic update this morning, still looking pretty good on most of the major roads. It is getting a little busier on Stoughton Road as you approach the belt line, but otherwise no major slowdowns right now. Looking out around Dane County, travel on the interstate still going at posted speeds right now.
Pretty decent day ahead, and you better take advantage of it because, Hads, you're looking ahead to some alert days because of the heat.
We are, yeah. It's really going to get hot and humid around here. We're talking triple-digit heat index values this weekend into next week.
Riding that roller coaster.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Hattie.
You're welcome.
Time right now is 6:01. Business owners along State Street say the area is still safe despite Saturday's shooting. But for the homeless and transient communities, these situations put them in an especially dangerous position with nowhere to go or hide. Frederick Burton has been living on State Street since 1992 and was there when the shooting happened. He says he was scared for his life.
When the shots was fired, that made everybody nervous because there was kids out here. Anybody could have got, kids could have got hit, anybody. It's getting worse.
Business owners in the area say they've noticed drug deals and prostitution, but acknowledge it's not typically the regulars who pose a problem. Business owners also say it is still safe in the area, and they want to work things better.
I feel that if we don't continue to try to evolve the block, we just run away from things, then nothing's going to get better.
Madison police say Saturday's shooting is still under investigation and that there is an increased amount of officers downtown as part of their downtown safety and violence reduction initiatives. Business owners said off camera they are working with the city to try to make their voices heard to make crime go down.
More local news now. A yoga studio here in Madison is closing its doors abruptly. The owner of Bliss Flow sent an email to its members saying the bank is no longer supporting the loan for that studio. A member says she replied to the email asking if members would be reimbursed, and she received a reply saying that wouldn't be possible, meaning some of those members could be out more than $1,000 in membership fees. DACAP says people can file a complaint with their bureau to see if they can get some of their money back.
145 people are now unemployed after the Tramontina plant in Manitowoc abruptly closed Monday. The parent company says the closure is because of, quote, production cost increases. Tramontina USA Cookware had been manufacturing aluminum cookware at the plant since 2005.
Southbound lanes on the interstate in Beloit are open this morning after a crash shut it down for over an hour last night. The Department of Transportation says it happened near Town Line Road just after 9. Lanes reopened right around 10. There is no word yet this morning on any injuries in that crash.
Wisconsin State Patrol is planning an aerial enforcement in Dane County for tomorrow along the interstate. Officers plan on using both aircraft and ground-based squads to enforce speed limits and other traffic laws. They're putting out a notice beforehand with the hope that it encourages people to voluntarily follow traffic laws.
If you drive on campus to get to Picnic Point, where you park is going to be changing soon. Lot 130 will be closed through early September for some construction there. It is eventually going to be the only parking lot in that area since Lot 129 will no longer be there. The lot's being repaved right now after some seasonal flooding. It's also going to be expanded to fit more vehicles. Lot 129 will stay open until the end of that construction.
A sad update to a story we first brought you last week. The motorcyclist involved in Thursday's crash on I-39 near DeForest has died. The 66-year-old man from Indianapolis was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. He was hit by another motorcyclist who lost control when traffic was slowing down. That other rider was not injured.
Construction over in Middleton might be running further into July than first expected.
That's because the project on University Avenue is already taking longer than originally planned. Keely Arthur joins us live to explain and kind of the timeline of all of this. Hi, Keely.
Good morning, Josh and Leah. Yeah, you can blame the rain. This project, as you said, supposed to be done at the beginning of this month, and then it got pushed back, and that's because crews had to deal with extremely rainy weather, and they just did not have the time they needed to get it all done. But we have an updated timeline, and here to explain that a little bit is Sean Stowski. He is the city engineer for Middleton. Good morning, Sean, and when can we expect all of this to be gone?
Thanks. Yeah, it doesn't look like much now, but we're expecting in a week the finishing touches will be put on and will be open to traffic next Wednesday, weather holding.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's easy to forget how rainy it was. It's so beautiful right now. But you said this project was kind of a long time coming. It's necessary to kind of open things up. Explain exactly what drivers are going to see in a week.
Right. So the big change is going to be that we'll have dedicated left turn lanes on University Avenue at the Parmenter Street approach, so that those wanting to turn left onto Parmenter Street will have a signal and their own lane to get out of the through traffic lanes.
And this was an intersection that had a higher than average number of crashes.
It really did. This was one of our highest crash rate intersections in the city, and it really has been in need of upgrade for a long time, more than a decade.
And, you know, anytime we do a construction story, there's always kind of people griping because, you know, it kind of throws a wrench into people's summer plans. But you said that this community and the businesses here have kind of gone with the flow.
I would say, yeah, the residents who have been seeing a lot more traffic on local streets because university is shut down have been really good sports about it. The business community has done okay. Customers have found a way to get downtown here despite this obstacle, and we're really looking forward to opening it by next Wednesday if we can. Next Thursday, the business community is having a celebration with special events and some in-street music in the afternoon. So fingers crossed, this will be done.
Yeah, very exciting because this really is the heart of downtown Middleton. Sean, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're going to talk to you again in about a half an hour. And just for drivers, the University Road is shut down between Park and Cayuga, but should be open up next Wednesday. So very exciting.
I think we are all waiting for that deadline. All right, Keely Arthur reporting for us. Thank you, Keely.
Time right now is 6:08. The Rock County man believed to have crashed into a town of Beloit home over the weekend is now facing charges this morning. 20-year-old Cameron Lee Flory of Beloit is in custody. They believe he crashed into the home, which started the fire that burned it to the ground. The crash happened around 2:30 Sunday morning on South Riverside Drive. When officers arrived, the vehicle and house were up in flames. The home was unoccupied, and witnesses told police they saw a man running from the area. Investigators say they were able to use the vehicle registration information to track down the driver.
Police in the town of Beloit say a particular home there has been a drain on their resources for years now, having visited 36 times in the past year alone. But now, after dozens of calls to the police, something is finally being done about it. A few weeks ago, officers conducted a search warrant of the property and deemed it unfit for humans or for animals. An affidavit says the homeowner there admitted she was currently housing 14 dogs. She will have to move out and make fixes to the residence before she does.
1 year after the major Sun Prairie explosion caused a gas main strike, hearing about a leak can probably put you on edge.
The Public Service Commission says in the past few years, line hits in Wisconsin have gone up, around 1,300 last year alone.
But numbers show the number of hits per 1,000 locating tickets have remained relatively steady. Those come from digger hotline calls. PSC officials say the hits tend to go up with increased construction, and they've been seeing a lot of telecommunications developments lately. The emergency responders, including firefighters in Madison, say gas leak safety has become even more top of mind since last July's explosion.
The Sun Prairie accident, your senses are a lot more alert. You're probably second and triple guessing yourself, making sure you're doing the correct procedures so no one does get hurt. whether it's, again, firefighters or the public that we're trying to serve.
The Public Service Commission is currently considering the role contractors played in the Sun Prairie explosion, with the ability to issue fines up to $25,000 per offense. Now, tomorrow marks 1 year since that explosion in Sun Prairie. We are going to have an entire day of coverage marking that anniversary, starting right here on News 3 Now this morning.
Our Keely Arthur and Christina Laurie will have live reports from Sun Prairie as we hear from the city's mayor on how they've rebuilt downtown. And we'll also hear from the widow of Corey Barr on the support she and her family have received from the community. That will be followed by live reports all day right here on News 3 Now.
1 year later, that community's still working to get stronger.
I think many people can remember where and when they were at that time, too.
Oh, certainly. All right, still ahead on the morning show, there is a special convention for pet lovers who also love sci-fi and fantasy. We're going to tell you about that coming up next.
But first, Hattie's tracking the return of showers and thunderstorms, plus that extreme heat and humidity is going to make its way back in. This is News 3 Now this morning. Stay with us.
It's Tuesday morning, and in the Hattie-O patio, we're starting out just about like we did yesterday. Temperatures have dropped into the 50s in some spots this morning, but a very comfortable start to the day. I have added alert days, though, to the forecast for high heat and humidity that's going to return for the upcoming weekend. Take a look at the 10-day high temperature trend. You'll notice 90s on there starting on Sunday right into next week. There will be a lot of humidity building with that heat, so we're looking at heat index values possibly getting into the triple digits each day. So Sunday, Monday, and next Tuesday are alert days in the forecast. We may need to add extra alert days if that heat and humidity sticks around even longer. That's the extended forecast, but what's happening today? We're not talking quite that amount of heat and humidity. There will be a little increase in humidity this afternoon into tonight. High pressure, though, still just to our east is keeping that rain to the west this morning. Those showers and thunderstorms that you see rolling across the Central Plains will reach the Mississippi River Valley by this evening. Here's a live look from the WISC-TV Skycam. Sun is up this morning. We're still dealing with some high-level clouds in the area, so filtered sunshine early today. Take a look at the temperatures, though. 58 here in Madison, 56 in Watertown. Janesville's at 61. We also have 61 in Boscobel, and Prairie du Chine's the warm spot in our area this morning with 65 degrees. Dew points, as I mentioned, pretty comfortable right now, but they are going to tick upwards through the day today, getting into the 60s, which means you're probably going to notice some of that humidity later on this afternoon. Here's a look at your future track forecast model. We do have lots of sunshine in the forecast today, though. No rain through the afternoon, so it looks like a great day with temperatures warming quickly, already right around 80 by lunchtime, topping in the mid-80s this afternoon. Now again, after 7 o'clock, that's when some scattered showers and thunderstorms are expected to move in from the west. They may weaken a little bit as they track eastward, but there is that chance for some rain even into the overnight hours. It's going to stay pretty mild and muggy overnight with temperatures not really dropping back that much. A humid day expected on Wednesday with a high of 85. The chance for rain continues on Wednesday. We'll be dry on Thursday and Friday with lower humidity, but then this weekend into next week, it gets pretty darn hot and humid around here with highs in the 90s. Now it's time to get a look at those first alert traffic maps this morning. We are seeing some delays on Park Street as you come out of the downtown areas. A little bit of a slowdown on the Beltline at Stoughton Road, but no major accidents to talk about yet this morning, so that is good news. Travel on the interstate still looking just fine. Heading into downtown, still a little early for those high volume delays. Your drive times into Madison still going at posted speeds. So no big issues just yet. And that's your first alert traffic.
All right, Hattie, thank you so much. It is 6:16 right now. So San Diego pets and their owners participated in the annual Pomicon event over the weekend. It was all to raise funds for Helen Woodward's animal shelter. Pet owners brought their pets to the location of the future Comic-Con Museum to participate in the trivia game, sweepstakes, drawings, costume contests, and competitions specifically for canine participants.
Okay, I could watch this video all day. Look at these little cuties.
I had never heard, I didn't even think there was a Pomicon. Oh my gosh, look at that.
How
Pomicon.
happy are these pets, though? Are they happy?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Does any pet really want to be wearing anything like that?
Probably
Oh,
not.
Look at that one
I mean,
go.
it is.
Look at him
It's
go.
fashion.
Running around.
Beautiful.
But the owners love it, of course.
Yeah, that's adorable. Okay, I would attend that. Okay, if you like your dive bars, your country music, and your friends in low places, then you're gonna love this next story. Garth Brooks announced on Facebook a surprise 7-city dive bar tour inspired by his new song with Blake Shelton, Dive Bar. He's going to kick it off in Chicago on July 15th. The singer did not reveal which dive bar he will be at in Chicago or at the 6 other locations. The remainder of the dates will be announced on July 15th, which is the same day Dive Bar will be released to Amazon Music. The duet with Shelton is the first time in 18 years that Brooks has teamed up with anyone on a song. You know, this is my favorite story of the day.
That's going to be an incredible tour. Have you ever been to a concert of his?
I haven't. He's on my bucket list, and I feel like a dive bar concert would be so neat to take in with him.
So my sister and I gave my parents tickets for Christmas, and they went to the one up in Minneapolis, and they said it was one of the best concerts that they've ever been. I mean, like, people are just insane the entire time. People young and old, too. I feel like he just draws attention from a lot of folks.
I mean, Josh, if you're hinting at an early birthday present, feel free.
My birthday's next week.
I know.
So are you going to get me tickets? I'll go.
We'll go.
There we
That
go.
sounds like a great News 3 Now This Morning little travel.
That does sound good.
Love
All
it.
right, 6:18 right now. So from Yelich in the All-Star game to a former Mallard winning the Home Run Derby, there's a lot of representation for Wisconsin in this year's All-Star Week. And it's not just the pros repping our state. A 12-year-old from McFarland is also in Cleveland this week. We'll tell you about how he did in the pitch, hit, and run competition.
Congrats to him. It's exciting. All right, it's also looking like today's going to be another warm summer day before the mugginess returns. Hattie's going to be in with another look at your forecast. Thanks for watching News 3 Now This Morning.
Welcome back at 6:22 on a Tuesday morning, and another beautiful start out there. Barrett already getting his laps in.
Of course.
It's been a few minutes since we checked in on him, so we have to look again. But looks like he's having a pretty good time in the pool this morning. I definitely have a pool forecast coming up today and really right into next week. A lot of warm weather in the area. Take a live look from the Queen Bee Radio Sky Cam in Madison, or rather in Platteville this morning. A beautiful start to the day. Lots of sunshine expected today. Warm temperatures as well. In Platteville this morning, it's 63 degrees, 66 in Prairie du Chien. So you're actually a little bit warmer than we are here in Madison. We're at 58 degrees. Janesville's at 61. These numbers, though, will start to climb pretty quickly today. Also climbing are the dew points. We're in the 50s this morning, but you see getting above 60 this afternoon. That means you're going to notice the humidity a little bit, and these numbers will climb even more heading into the upcoming weekend. So get ready for some pretty hot and humid weather around here. For today, still not bad. Temperatures will be back around 80 by lunchtime, topping at 84 with mostly sunny skies this afternoon. There will be a chance for some showers and thunderstorms starting this evening. That chance continues into Wednesday. Take a look at this. Alert days have been added to the forecast. We're talking possibly triple-digit heat index values starting on Sunday. And that's your first alert forecast.
Thank you very much, Hattie. All right, a 12-year-old from our area is making a name for himself during All-Star Week festivities over in Cleveland. Braylon Roeder from McFarland represented Wisconsin in the annual Pitch, Hit, and Run competition. Kids from across the country competed to see who could throw the most pitches in the strike zone, hit the ball the farthest, and run home the fastest from second base. Braylon plays pitcher and catcher, and his dad says he puts in a lot of hard work to improve his game.
Said, hey, it's up to you to get out there and practice. And he goes out and he throws multiple buckets daily. His commitment to it now, I think he understands what it takes to become successful in something, putting in time and then seeing the result.
Competing against kids from across the country, Braylon ended up finishing in third place in the competition.
Wow.
Congrats to him, giving Wisconsin a good name in sports.
That is awesome. The Brewers' Christian Yelich will be the leadoff batter for the National League at tonight's All-Star game in Cleveland. Yelich bowed out of the home run derby last night thanks to back pain, but he's all set for tonight's affair. Yelich decided he'd rather rest his back and skip the derby than risk further injuring himself and affecting the second half of the Brewers' season.
It's definitely a bummer. It's something that I was really looking forward to doing. I really wanted to do. Hopefully I'm able to do it again in the future. Yeah, we can do it again next year, right, Slowly? But yeah, it just wasn't possible. I mean, if I had any ability to do it, if I could have done it at all physically, I would have been out there.
I get to see Christian on a daily basis, man. It's like a home run derby all over again. I don't think people actually realize how much power this guy has when he actually lets it loose.
Some kind words from Grandal there. Now, even without Yelich, the players in last night's derby put on a show. Toronto's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. set a record with 91 home runs in his first 3 rounds. But in the end, Guerrero came up short to a former Madison Mallard. I love this. Pete Alonso, who's now with the New York Mets, won that title 23-22 in the final round. Back here in Madison, he won the Northwoods League MVP in 2014. Now he's the Major League Home Run Derby champ and the winner of $1 million, part of which he's donating to military and first responder charities.
That's awesome. Look at all those local connections.
I know. I love this. Wisconsin representing this week, huh?
Putting our state on the map. Gotta
Pretty
love
impressive.
it. All right, still ahead for us. We've got the top 3 things that you need to know to start your Tuesday morning off right.
That's up next. Plus, there's a new law here in Wisconsin that might have you scooting around town soon. The status of e-scooters here in our state. That's when News 3 Now This Morning returns.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, folks, and thanks for waking up with us on this Tuesday, July 9th. Sunny out there this morning, but a little hazy due to some smoke, right, Hats?
Yeah, we still have a little bit of that haze from the Canadian wildfires in the area, but it should move east today, so that's the good news.
All right, we'll get to Hattie's forecast here in just a moment, but first, here are the top 3 things you need to know on this Tuesday morning. Southbound lanes of the interstate in Beloit are back open again after being shut down overnight for an hour. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation said the crash was on I-3990 off of the Town Line Road just after 9 last night. Lanes did reopen about an hour later.
The second story we're following this morning. Business owners along State Street say their area is safe, despite a shooting that happened on the 100 block Saturday night. But for the homeless and transient communities in that area, these kinds of situations put them in especially dangerous positions with nowhere to go. Business owners say they are working with the city to try to make crime go down. Police say Saturday's shooting is still under investigation.
And rounding out the top 3 stories this morning, hedge fund manager Jeffrey Epstein is in a New York jail this morning, being charged with a variety of sexual crimes involving girls as young as 14 years old. Investigators say the 66-year-old was at the center of a scheme where he paid hundreds of dollars in cash to have girls have sex with him and paid his victims to find other girls to bring to him. If Epstein is convicted, he could face up to 45 years in prison.
Those are the 3 things you should know on your Tuesday. Hattie's got a look at the roads and the forecast. Hi, Hattie.
Good morning, Josh and Leah. Yeah, we're off to a great start this morning. Take a live look from the WISC-TV Skycam. Sun's up this morning, just a little bit of high-level cloudiness in the area. That'll filter the sunshine today. That smoke is going to move east, so it won't be an issue today. We're looking at weather track. Even though there is a little bit of cloud cover in the area, no rain falling from those clouds. As you head out the door this morning, grab those sunglasses. Sun is in our forecast all day. Warm temperatures as well. We'll climb to a high of 84 degrees this afternoon. Rain chances should hold off until after 7 o'clock this evening. Let's get a look at those first alert traffic maps now, see if anything has changed in the last couple of minutes. It does look like it's getting a little busier on the Beltline right around Stoughton Road. There are some brake lights showing up there and getting a little busier right around Park Street as well. Drive times, though, still looking normal as you're going posted speeds. And that's your first alert traffic.
Thank you very much, Hattie. In other headlines this morning, the president will be in Wisconsin this week to attend a fundraiser in Milwaukee. Few details about that meeting have been released yet, other than the fact that it's happening on Friday. The state GOP says they just learned of the visit yesterday from the Republican National Committee. Back here in Madison, there are a number of construction projects happening, but if you live in the Middleton area, there's one you might run into more often than the others.
Of course, we're talking about the University Avenue project, and that's where we find Keely Arthur live this morning with an update. Hi, Keely.
Hi there, you two. Yeah, with the beautiful weather right now, it's easy to forget what a wet and rainy spring we had. And because of all that wet weather, crews were not able to get this project here on University Ave done in the time they had hoped. It was originally slated to be completed at the beginning of July, but now it's been pushed back a few weeks. And I have here with me Sean Stowski. He is the city engineer here in Middleton. And Sean, you said this was a really aggressive schedule to begin with, and 2 weeks pushback isn't that bad at all.
No, I'm surprised at how well the county, city, and MG&E crews have kept up despite the weather. We were hoping to get done before the July 4th holiday. That didn't quite work out, but it's really impressive. We're only a couple weeks behind.
So what is the official new timeline here?
Our best schedule, weather holding, is the 17th. Next Wednesday, we're hoping that the sea of orange cones will part and we'll get traffic back on University.
Anyone that's driven in this area prior to this construction knows it can be a bit of a headache, especially when you're trying to turn. What was the reason behind kind of digging this up and starting fresh?
Right. University Avenue never had dedicated left turn lanes here at the Parmenter Street intersection. And so the goal of this project really was to add those dedicated left turns, put in traffic signals to make that both easier and safer for motorists and through vehicles that don't then have a left turning vehicle in their way.
And a lot of people involved in this project. I know you said that you worked with the local church and Quick Trip to get some land or more land to open up those lanes.
Right. The church was great to work with. Acquiring some property, that's always a hard thing. And they were really accommodating to what the community's needs were in this project.
Well, you are very accommodating as well for waking up with us this morning and kind of explaining this new and exciting timeline. As you heard Sean say, that things should be wrapped up starting next week at Wednesday. You're going to be able to drive through this, something drivers haven't been able to do for months. So very exciting, and I'll send it back to you.
Very good update there. Keely Arthur reporting for us. Thank you, Keely.
6:35 is your time right now. We're now seeing e-bikes all across Madison, but come next year, we could soon be seeing a new kind of e-transportation that'll have you scooting around town. Governor Tony Evers signed a bill into law yesterday that lifts the statewide ban on e-scooters and gives local governments the option to regulate them as long as they're under 100 pounds and keep at 1 or 15 miles per hour speed limit. But don't expect to see e-scooters on roads or sidewalks in Madison just yet. The city's transportation director says if the city's committees and Common Council wants to go forward with the pilot program, they'd be looking at doing so next year.
This would be an interesting option when it comes to tourists in downtown Madison, right?
I think it's a good way to get people around in a very easy fashion, especially when it comes to traffic and parking.
You said
can
earlier.
also be a problem too. So there you go. I think it's a good idea.
We'll continue to follow that. 6:35 on your Tuesday. Kids might never want summer to end, but for parents, a new survey says might not be over soon enough. Find out how long parents can last. That's up next.
And you may not have heard, but you could get some food today for free. We'll tell you what you have to moo to get free Chick-fil-A coming up on News 3 Now this morning.
All the puns. All right, we always ask you to share your morning with us at this time in the program, and Tara shared this absolutely beautiful photo of little bit of color in the clouds. You see that rainbow there?
You always got to find that rainbow, because I know even me, I was driving back on the 4th of July from Minnesota, and you're coming back, it was late at night, and I found the rainbow. I was like, oh, it's just enough to make me smile.
Kind of perks up your morning. Thanks so much for sharing, Tara.
I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more of those here with some rain on the way, too, in Hattie's forecast.
Oh, yeah.
If you've got a picture of your morning you'd like to share, all you have to do is go to our Channel 3000 social media pages and use the hashtag MyNews3Morning. So if you're about ready for the kids to get out of the house and back to school, you are not alone. A survey from Groupon found that on average, it takes parents less than 2 weeks to get sick of summer break. 2 weeks.
Are you surprised?
No, I'm not surprised. So that's actually 13 days to be exact, so less than 2 weeks. About 58% of parents said they feel a lot of pressure to make sure their kids have something to do all summer, and 1 in 5 say they worry about their plans not living up to their kids' expectations. But by the time we hit August, about 75% of parents say they're ready to see their kids get back on the school bus.
Yep, sounds about right. Okay, lunch could be free today, but you will be looking utterly UDDERLY, get that? Ridiculous for its annual Cow Appreciation Day. Chick-fil-A will give you a free entree if you wear any cow-spotted clothing or accessories. You just have to get there before 7 tonight. And we said earlier, Chris Reese going to be first in line with his full garb, full cow garb.
You know, well, he'd be there either way, because it's like his regular. Right? They even know him in the drive-through lane because he's there just about every day.
They do.
So he doesn't even have to order. He just like pulls up and they just know exactly what he wants to eat.
Stay tuned for a picture of Chris in spotted clothing.
Spotted clothing. It's going to happen, folks.
Okay, showers and storms might be making their way back into our area, so be eating that Chick-fil-A inside this evening. Hattie's tracking that, plus the possibility of extreme heat later in the week.
But first, if you have a little kid turning 3 soon, please let us know so we can show their picture on TV and wish them a happy birthday. Thanks for watching News 3 Now this morning. We're back right after this.
Look
6:44 on your Tuesday morning. Live look from our WISC-TV camera. Boy, if we could just frame that shot right there and keep it forever.
That just warms me up. Puts a smile on my face to see that.
Yeah, you should take in that sunshine because I don't think it's going to be here forever.
I know. Hattie's talking about rain possibly this evening, right, Hattie?
Yeah, there is a little bit of rain in the forecast, but we get most of the day today. So let's be honest. It's going to be a pretty nice day across southern Wisconsin. Here's what it looks like in Platteville this morning. A little bit of cloud cover in there. As we look at the radar map, you'll see some showers and a few isolated thunderstorms rolling across the central plains, generally moving in our direction. Now, some of those clouds from that system are reaching southern Wisconsin, but they're high-level cirrus clouds. These showers and thunderstorms will continue to track eastward through the day, making it to the Mississippi River Valley by right around 7 o'clock. Now, as far as severe weather is concerned, there's just a marginal chance for western Wisconsin later on today into tonight. As we go into tomorrow, a cold front swings through the area, and right now there's a slight risk for severe weather for south central and southeastern Wisconsin. Madison is included in that. Timing will be critical tomorrow, though. If that front moves through a little bit earlier, we may not see any severe weather here in southern Wisconsin. Looking at the country as a whole, again, there is this cluster of rain activity through the central plains. Also keeping an eye on the southeast, where it could get very wet, especially heading into the weekend. There is a disturbance that will likely head out into the Gulf and may develop into a tropical depression heading towards the end of the week, and that would be a very heavy rainmaker for some of the Gulf Coast states. So if your travel plans take you in that direction, keep a close eye on the forecast. In fact, there is rain in the forecast, pretty widespread today, from Jacksonville all the way over to New Orleans, Memphis, Atlanta, also pretty wet today. By contrast, the western part of the country looking pretty dry, sunny, 106 in Phoenix, Denver heating up with 90. We're heating up here in southern Wisconsin as well, with temperatures in the mid-80s under lots of sunshine today. Dew points have been climbing to our south, again still in the 70s there, but we're seeing an uptick in those dew point numbers just to our west. So higher heat and humidity is beginning to build across the central part of the United States, and that will be the trend for us. Today, dew points starting in the 50s this morning, getting into the 60s this afternoon, though, means it's going to start to feel a little bit sticky around here and definitely turning muggy tonight. Here's a look at your future track forecast model. Starting off very comfortable this morning, a light southeastern wind, lots of sunshine through the day. That'll allow for a pretty quick warm up. Temperatures will be back to around 80 by lunchtime, but we don't stop there. Mid-80s for highs with mainly dry weather through the afternoon. As we head towards this evening, here's 7 o'clock. You see some of those showers and thunderstorms begin to move into the area. They'll spread to the east as we head through the evening and overnight hours. That rain chance, though, again, sticking around through Wednesday. Here's a look at your extended forecast. We have high temperatures in the mid-80s with pretty humid conditions tomorrow. That cold front will break the humidity for Thursday and Friday, but it returns on Saturday and then Sunday into next week. We have alert days in the forecast for the high heat and humidity, so stay tuned for that. Well, Lacey's already ready. Look at that.
Lacey knows what's up.
84 degrees. You'll need those sunglasses for the walk today. That's super cute.
Oh my goodness.
Just chilling on the couch there, a little blanket.
Head outside, Lace.
It's a dog's life.
Maybe she's an air conditioning.
That's true. I don't blame her. Peeking outside.
True.
Thanks, Hattie.
You're welcome.
Stay with us. The morning sprint is up next.
Do you suffer
6:51, time for the morning sprint as our team gives you more local news than anybody else to start your Tuesday.
We start this morning in downtown Madison. That's where business owners along State Street say their area is safe, despite a shooting that happened on the 100 block on Saturday night. But for the homeless and transient communities, those situations put them in especially dangerous positions with nowhere to go. Business owners say they are working with the city to try to make crime on State Street go down. Police say Saturday's shooting is still under investigation.
A Madison yoga studio has abruptly closed without warning. The owner of Bliss Flow Yoga Studio sent an email to members saying the bank is no longer supporting her loan. Some members would like to be reimbursed and received a reply saying it wouldn't be possible, leaving some out more than $1,000 in membership fees. The Department of Consumer Protection says people can file a complaint with their bureau to see if they can get their money back.
It might be easier to swim rather than drive across some of the roads in Washington, D.C. this week. 3 to 4 inches fell in just 1 hour around the D.C. area during yesterday morning's rainy commute. Heavy rushing water left dozens of drivers stranded or stuck. Some even had to stand on the roofs of their cars. The National Archives, home to the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, was also closed because of high waters. All of those documents, though, are safe.
Well, we do have a little bit of rain in the forecast later today. Nothing like that. We're watching some showers and thunderstorms in the plains. Going to be a while before that rain arrives into southern Wisconsin. So through the day today, enjoy the sunshine and warming temperatures. Heading back into the mid-80s this afternoon, topping at 84 degrees with a light south wind. Rain chances then after 7 o'clock tonight.
Patty, thank you. Billionaire Jeffrey Epstein is in jail this morning, charged with a variety of sexual crimes involving girls as young as 14 years old. Investigators say he paid hundreds of dollars in cash to have girls have sex with him and paid his victims to find other girls to bring to him. If Epstein is convicted, he could face up to 45 years in prison.
The president will be in Wisconsin this week to attend a fundraiser in Milwaukee. Few details about that meeting have been released yet, other than the fact that the event will be on Friday. The state GOP says they just learned of the visit yesterday from the Republican National Committee.
TV ads for drugs won't be providing you any more information despite an effort from the White House. A federal judge blocked President Trump's attempt to lower prescription drug prices yesterday. Trump wanted to force drug makers to disclose the prices of the drugs in TV ads. The White House could appeal the ruling or ask Congress to act.
Police in Beloit say a home has been a drain on their resources for years now, having visited 36 times in the past year alone. Police conducted a search warrant of the property and deemed it unfit for humans or animals. An affidavit says the homeowner admitted she was currently housing 14 dogs there. She will have to move out and make repairs to the residence before she does.
1 year after the major Sun Prairie explosion caused a gas main strike, hearing about a leak is putting many residents on edge. The Public Service Commission says in the past few years, line hits in Wisconsin have gone up a bit, about 1,300 last year alone. But new information shows the number of hits per 1,000 locating tickets have remained relatively steady.
Tomorrow marks 1 year since that explosion in Sun Prairie. We will have an entire day of coverage marking that anniversary, starting right here on News 3 Now this morning. Our Keely Arthur and Christina Laurie will have live reports from Sun Prairie as we hear from the city's mayor on how they've rebuilt downtown and from the widow of Corey Barr on the support she and her family have received from that community.
To morning sports, Christian Yelich is set to be the leadoff hitter for the National League in tonight's All-Star game. Yelich was unable to participate in the home run derby last night due to a back injury, but is set to hit the field tonight. The winner of last night's derby ended up being former Madison Mallard Pete Alonso, who is now playing for the New York Mets.
There is a new law here in Wisconsin that lifts the statewide ban on e-scooters. Governor Evers signed that bill yesterday that gives local governments the option to regulate them as long as they're under 100 pounds and keep a 15-mile-an-hour speed limit. Madison's transportation director says a pilot program wouldn't start until next year.
If you drive in Middleton, chances are you've gotten very used to this site. For months, University Ave has been closed down from Park to Cayuga Streets, but it's going to open up starting next Wednesday, July 17th. Now, this project was originally slated to be done at the start of July, but crews had to be pushed back a bit because of rainy weather. The main reason for this project is to create a turning lane, which should hopefully cut down on traffic congestion and crashes here at University and Parmenter.
Keely, thank you. Wisconsin State Patrol is planning an aerial enforcement in Dane County tomorrow along the interstate. Officers plan on using both aircraft and ground-based squads to enforce speed limits and other traffic laws. They're putting out this notice with the hope that encourages people to voluntarily follow traffic laws.
6:56. Josh Tim has another look at your first alert traffic. Hi, Josh.
Hey, good morning, guys. Quiet start on the Beltline so far. Just look for slowdowns to start growing between the interstate and Stoughton Road near the lane shifts as it continues to get busier. Inbound John Nolan picking up at Rimrock and Olin Avenue as you head into the downtown Madison area. Already brake lights on Verona Road heading north and southbound approaching the Highway PD intersection. And other main routes coming into the city still moving along to usual speeds with no major crashes or delays. For your first alert traffic, I'm Josh Tim.
Thank you very much, Josh.
And here's a live look outside. The WISC-TV Skycam, sun already up. We have just a little bit of high-level cloudiness in the area, and that'll be the case through the day today. Your day planner temperatures start near 60 this morning. We're actually in the 50s here in Madison, but we'll be warming quickly today. Back to 80 by lunchtime, topping at 84 degrees this afternoon. Now, I have added some alert days to the forecast. There is the potential for some rain tonight into Wednesday, but the big weather story will be the heat and humidity that returns this weekend. We're talking highs in the 90s. Heat index values could reach the triple digits, which I don't say very often around here, so be prepared.
Yeah, we haven't had that yet this year, have we?
Not that warm.
Ooh, we've been warned. Grab that
boy.
sunscreen. Thank you very much, Addie.
You're welcome.
Hopefully that air conditioning is ready. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Go make it a great Tuesday, and of course, we'll see you back here tomorrow morning starting at 4:30.